They killed Earth's leader. Humanity unleashed a storm the stars won't forget. Sci-fi have, the sky over Earth was dark with the glow of satellites and city lights. From space, the planet looked peaceful. From Earth, billions of people were unaware that their lives were about to change forever. President Daniel Brooks had always believed in calm and careful decisions. He had spent years building a plan to guide humanity safely among the stars. He was not the kind of leader who shouted or demanded attention. He listened first. He spoke last. That was why other nations had trusted him. That was why the people had trusted him. Daniel's advisors, Grace Miller and Ethan Clark, stood near him as the shuttle lifted off toward the Galactic Assembly Station orbiting Saturn. Grace was sharp, always noticing the small details no one else could see. Ethan was calm under pressure, thinking of solutions before problems arrived. Together they were a team that balanced Daniel's quiet wisdom with action and planning. The shuttle hummed as it left the atmosphere. Through the windows, Earth shrank to a blue and white marble in the darkness of space. Daniel looked at it and smiled softly. "We've come far," he said, "and we have more to do. The aliens will be watching. Every move we make will be studied. They expect fear. They expect chaos. We will give them none. Orbit is stable. The station is waiting." The Galactic Assembly Station was massive. A ring of metal and glass floated silently in orbit above Saturn, reflecting the planet's golden rings in its smooth surfaces. Delegates from 12 different star systems moved through its corridors. Each species had a different shape, a different color, a different way of speaking. But they all shared one thing. They were wary of humanity. Humanity had grown quickly. Too quickly for comfort. Colonies on Mars, on Luna, and even on asteroids made Earth look small and slow by comparison. The alien leaders whispered that humans were reckless, unpredictable. Some even said humans would destroy themselves if left unchecked. Daniel did not fear their whispers. He had spent years preparing for their doubts. Humanity's technology was growing faster than anyone imagined. Its ships could fold space. Its weapons could strike without warning. Its scientists had discovered energy sources that seemed impossible. But Daniel knew power alone was not enough. Humanity had to prove it could act wisely, even when threatened. The doors of the shuttle opened with a soft hiss as it docked with the assembly station. Daniel, Grace, and Ethan stepped into the corridor. The air smelled faintly metallic, and the lights reflected off the polished floor. Delegates from alien worlds stopped and stared as the humans walked past. Some were curious, some were nervous, some were openly hostile. The assembly chamber was enormous. A circular platform floated above the center of the station. Around it, seats for the delegates rose like terraces. Holographic screens displayed the flags of each world, including Earth's. Daniel moved to the center, feeling the weight of every eye on him. For the first time in years, humans were no longer a planet of minor importance. They were being watched, studied, judged. Daniel did not flinch. He had faced worse. He would face this, too. "President Brooks," a delegate called. It was a tall, thin creature with gray skin and large black eyes. Its voice was high and sharp. "You come to speak of peace, but your ships grow in numbers every year. How can we trust that your people mean no harm?" Daniel raised his hands slowly. "We do not come to threaten. We come to participate, to share knowledge, to learn. Humanity has made mistakes, but we have also learned from them. We seek a place among the stars, not a throne above them." Some delegates whispered. Some nodded. Some did not believe him. Daniel had expected this. Diplomacy was never easy. He had studied it all his life. Hours passed. Discussions became debates. Ideas were proposed, rejected, reconsidered. Daniel listened. Grace took notes. Ethan watched for threats. No one noticed the small pulse in the walls, the faint vibrations that should not have been there. Then the lights flickered. A quiet alarm went off in Ethan's communicator. "Something is wrong," he said. His voice was calm, but Daniel noticed the tension. Before anyone could react, a blinding flash erupted at the center of the assembly platform. White light swallowed the room. A wave of heat and pressure threw Daniel, Grace, and Ethan across the chamber. Delegates screamed in panic. Aliens shrieked in sounds humans could not understand. When the light faded, Daniel was gone. Grace groaned as she pushed herself up. Ethan helped her to her feet. Around them, chaos had taken over. Fires burned in panels. Debris floated in zero gravity. Delegates who had survived looked stunned, unable to speak. No one knew who had done it yet. No one knew why. Only one thing was clear. Earth's leader had been killed. The extremists responsible were quick to claim credit. A faction from a distant system called the Vorlex Dominion had struck. They said humanity was dangerous, too clever, too ambitious. They believed that removing one man would make humanity weak, scared, broken. On Earth, screens everywhere showed the event. People watched in horror, fear, and anger. Governments held emergency meetings. Military leaders checked weapons and fleets. But Daniel's plan had anticipated this moment. Humanity would not rush blindly. Humanity would not react with emotion. For 3 days, nothing happened. No retaliation. No threats. No protests. Humanity stayed quiet. The silence was like a storm gathering in the distance. Aliens began to worry. They had expected panic. They had expected divisions. Instead, Earth was still calm. Too calm. Deep beneath the surface of continents, hidden from view, humans were preparing. Factories that had been labeled as research facilities were producing weapons. Ships that had been called cargo vessels were being outfitted for war. Scientists worked on engines that could fold space in seconds. Engineers prepared defense grids that could cover entire planets. Admiral Kyle Bennett walked through one of the largest command centers on Earth. Alongside him were Captain Lily Carter and Intelligence Chief Noah Hayes. They moved like shadows through the room, checking screens, giving orders quietly. No one outside the walls knew this existed. Not the media, not the aliens. Not even the common people. "This is bigger than anyone imagined," Lily said softly, watching a holographic map of the solar system. "If the Vorlex Dominion thinks they have hurt us, they will be very wrong." Kyle nodded. They wanted chaos.
They wanted fear. We'll give them neither.
We'll give them order, strategy, and power they cannot understand. Noah's fingers flew across the console. "The first fleets are ready. The stations are online. When the order comes, we can respond anywhere in the system in minutes." Meanwhile, alien leaders debated furiously. Messages flew between star systems. Some urged caution. Some warned of retaliation. Most believed humanity would crumble under grief. No one imagined the truth. On the 4th day, a small fleet of alien ships approached the outer colonies of Mars. They wanted to test Earth's resolve. They wanted to see if humans would strike first. They expected fear, confusion, hesitation. Instead, they found nothing. From the shadows of the asteroid belt, human warships appeared, silent, Fast, precise. They surrounded the alien fleet in minutes. Admiral Bennett gave the order. Engage. The alien ships were destroyed with surgical precision. No civilians were harmed. No planets were damaged. The message was clear. Humanity was not weak. Humanity had not fallen. Humanity was ready. Across the galaxy, sensors recorded a flash of energy and then silence. The Vorlex Dominion's fleet had vanished. Other alien systems whispered in fear and confusion. Humanity had acted, but not in anger. Humanity had acted with control. Back on Earth, citizens went about their lives. They had no idea of the fleets in space, of the grids online, of the secret preparations ready to strike if needed. They only felt the silence. It was a strange calm, the calm before a storm that the galaxy would never forget. In the hidden chambers, Daniel Brooks' portrait watched over them. His vision of humanity surviving, thriving, and standing strong had not died with him. In fact, it had begun. Grace Miller and Ethan Clark walked along the command center corridors. "Do you think they know?" Grace asked. "Some of them suspect," Ethan replied, "but they have no idea. Humanity is more than a leader. We are a storm waiting." Outside, the stars sparkled. They looked peaceful. They looked distant. They had no idea what was coming. And humanity waited, calmly, but ready. The galaxy had thought that killing one man would be enough. They were wrong. Humanity was about to unleash a storm the stars would never forget. The silence from Earth puzzled the galaxy. For 3 days, nothing had happened. No fleets, no threats, no signs of panic. Alien leaders whispered in dark corridors, unsure what to make of the humans. Some thought the planet's people were frozen in grief. Some believed the humans were preparing a counterattack that no one could see. On Mars, hidden in a canyon shielded from detection, human engineers worked tirelessly. Captain Lily Carter moved among them, checking the progress of the fleet. Sleek ships with sharp lines and black hulls rested in dry docks. Every ship was ready to fold space in seconds. Every ship carried weapons designed to strike with precision. Lily paused in front of one of the largest vessels, the Vanguard. Its hull reflected the red dust of Mars. "They think we are weak," she said to Lieutenant Marcus Hill, who stood beside her. "They think we will crumble. Soon they will see just how wrong they are." Marcus smiled. "And when we strike, they won't see it coming. Not a single one." Below the surface, technicians ran drills repeatedly. Energy cores glowed as engineers tested quantum drives. Defensive shields lit up the simulation chambers, while communication officers practiced jamming enemy signals. Everything was ready. Humanity had spent decades preparing for the moment when the galaxy would try to test them. That moment had arrived. Far away in the Vorlex Dominion's council hall, alarms rang loudly. The alien fleet sent to test Earth had disappeared without a trace. Leaders shouted, accusing one another of failure. Some demanded immediate retaliation. Others argued to retreat. Fear had touched even the proud Vorlex. They had thought humans weak. They had thought killing a single man would destroy them. They had been wrong. On Earth, Admiral Kyle Bennett watched reports from orbital sensors. He and his team stood in a massive command center, hidden deep in Nevada. Grace Miller and Ethan Clark were at his side. "The Vorlex fleet is gone," Ethan said. His finger traced a map of the solar system projected in midair. "They have no clue what hit them. Not a single ship returned. They will send another. They always do." They think the first mistake was just bad luck. We need to be ready when the next one comes. Kyle nodded. We are ready. We've built everything in secret. They cannot even guess what we can do. We will not just defend. We will show them that humanity is a storm they cannot ignore. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, other alien systems began to notice strange activity near Earth. Sensor networks picked up bursts of energy, strange signals, and hidden construction. Some scientists reported seeing fleets moving in ways that defied logic. The galaxy began to whisper the name of the humans with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Back on Earth, the President's Memorial stood tall in Washington. Crowds gathered quietly, paying their respects. But beneath the streets and mountains, humanity was preparing for war. Not a war of anger, but a war of strategy. Noah Hayes moved through the underground command rooms. He watched engineers calibrate new weapons, technicians test hyperdrive engines, and fleet captains review attack plans. We have waited for this moment, he said quietly to a group of officers. We have planned for years. Every move they make, we will know. Every attack they attempt, we can counter. Humanity is ready. And when the time comes, we will strike like lightning. A small Vorlex fleet approached the asteroid belt, testing Earth's outer defenses. They wanted to see if humans would react. They expected confusion, hesitation, and fear. But humans had already learned to act before an attack even began. Captain Ava Turner led a squadron hidden within the belt, unseen by Vorlex sensors. She checked her crew, all of them calm and focused. Remember, she said, we strike together. We strike precisely. No mistakes. The galaxy thinks they are testing us. They are not. They are about to meet the storm. The moment the Vorlex fleet entered the detection zone, human ships moved. Silent, fast, and invisible. Quantum drives activated, folding space around each vessel. They appeared in a formation the aliens could not predict. Admiral Bennett monitored the battle from Earth.
Engage, he said.
The command was simple, but it carried the weight of decades of planning. The attack was swift. Human ships disabled the enemy vessel's engines before they could fire a single shot. Weapon systems were destroyed one by one. Alien commanders tried to order their ships to regroup, but communication signals had already been jammed. Within minutes, the Vorlex fleet was gone. Not a single ship escaped. No civilians were harmed. No colonies were damaged. The strike was precise, a clear message. Humanity was strong, and it acted with control. Word of the attack spread slowly. Alien leaders whispered in fear. Humans had shown they could strike, but they had done so without chaos. That combination terrified the galaxy more than any blind rage could. Meanwhile, back on Mars, Captain Lily Carter and her team prepared for the next move. They will not stop, she said. They will test us again. We have to be ready, and they have to learn that every test will fail. Marcus Hill checked the maps. Every hidden fleet is ready. Every station is active. When we move, the galaxy will see that humanity is not just surviving. We are leading. In Washington, Grace Miller and Ethan Clark met with Kyle Bennett. They are talking about retreating, Grace said, watching the data from alien communication channels. But they will try again. They always do. Kyle's face was steady. And when they do, we will be ready. They cannot imagine what we are capable of. Humanity is not weak. Humanity has patience, strategy, and courage, and that is what makes us dangerous. In the weeks that followed, humanity continued to prepare in secret. Hidden fleets launched drills near Jupiter and Saturn. Scientists tested weapons that could disrupt alien shields. Engineers created new hyperdrive technology that allowed ships to appear anywhere in seconds. Humanity's power was growing quietly, out of sight, ready to surprise the galaxy when the moment was right. Even the citizens of Earth, unaware of the secret preparations, felt a subtle change. There was a calm confidence in the air, a sense that their people were ready for anything. Schools, cities, and communities carried on with life as usual, but beneath the surface, humans were preparing for a storm the galaxy would not forget. On a small moon orbiting Neptune, Intelligence Chief Noah Hayes observed a simulation of the Vorlex fleet. "They think they understand us," he said to Captain Ava Turner. "They are wrong. They have never faced an enemy that combines patience with precision. We will show them what humanity can do." Ava nodded, "And they will remember it. Not because we destroy them, but because we make them understand that we cannot be controlled, we cannot be broken." Meanwhile, the Vorlex Dominion struggled to regroup. Every attempt to reach Earth's colonies ended in failure. Every signal they sent was intercepted or blocked. Their fear grew with each passing day. They had thought humanity weak, but now they knew humans were dangerous, not violent, but unstoppable when prepared. Back on Earth, President Daniel Brooks' memorial became a symbol of the storm that had been quietly forming. People came to honor his vision, his leadership, and his belief that humanity could rise among the stars. But unknown to them, his vision had already begun. The calm before the next wave of conflict stretched across months. Humans refined their technology, trained their crews, and prepared for a galaxy that had underestimated them. The storm was growing, invisible but inevitable. In the shadows of the solar system, hidden bases and fleets waited. The galaxy had seen only a small taste of humanity's strength. What was coming next would not just be a battle. It would be a demonstration of what it meant to survive, to fight, and to lead. Captain Lily Carter stood on the deck of a human warship, watching the stars. "They think killing one man would end us," she said softly. "They have no idea that we are more than a leader. We are humanity. And we are ready." Marcus Hill looked out beside her. "Soon the galaxy will see. Soon they will learn that humans do not break. We plan. We wait. And when the time comes, we strike. And no one will ever forget it." On Earth, people continued their lives, unaware that their species was preparing to change the galaxy forever. In offices, schools, and homes, humans worked, loved, and dreamed. But beneath them, the fleets waited. Hidden stations glowed with power. Ships folded space in silence. Weapons hummed with quiet energy. The galaxy had assumed humanity was weak. They had assumed killing one man would end hope. They had been wrong. Humanity was not just surviving. Humanity was planning. Humanity was waiting. And when the storm finally moved, the stars would remember the day they thought they could test Earth. The silence of humanity was no longer fear. It was strategy. It was preparation. It was power. And the storm was growing. The galaxy had begun to take notice of humanity. Alien systems whispered among themselves, trying to understand how a species so young could move so fast and strike so precisely. But humans did not care what they thought. Humans had waited for this moment for decades. On Mars, hidden bases and secret shipyards were alive with activity. Captain Ava Turner moved among the fleets, checking every crew, every ship, every weapon. The human ships had been tested, trained, and calibrated. Every pilot knew their role perfectly. Every engineer had double-checked their systems. Humanity was not rushing blindly into war. Humanity was striking with strategy. Ava stood on the deck of the flagship Vanguard looking at the star map. Dozens of Vorlex worlds had been identified as key targets. They were centers of military power, communication hubs, and supply stations. Each would be hit in a coordinated strike that no alien system could stop. "We move together," she told her officers. "We strike fast. We strike precise. We show them what it means to test humanity. No mistakes, no hesitation." Lieutenant Marcus Hill, her second-in-command, nodded. "We've waited for this. Now, we show the galaxy who we are." Back on Earth, Admiral Kyle Bennett and Intelligence Chief Noah Hayes oversaw the operation from the Nevada Command Center. Grace Miller monitored communications, ensuring that every fleet received orders. "This is the moment we have been preparing for," Noah said. "The galaxy thought killing one man would stop us. They have no idea what they've done." Kyle nodded. "This is not revenge. It is warning. It is proof. Humanity will not be weak. Humanity will not be broken." The first wave of human ships moved into position near the Vorlex homeworld. Invisible sensors and folded space allowed them to appear almost instantly at key locations. Alien satellites barely detected them before the strike began. Captain Ava Turner activated the command sequence. "Engage." Human ships moved like shadows. Energy beams cut through the Vorlex defenses, disabling weapons platforms and communication arrays. Ships that had once been impossible to reach now floated helplessly in space. Humans struck with precision, avoiding civilian zones, leaving escape corridors and targeting only what was necessary to demonstrate strength. On the Vorlex planet, panic spread quickly. The leaders had believed their military might was untouchable. They had thought humans would act in anger, not strategy. But humans acted with control. Commander Lyrak, the Vorlex admiral, barked orders to his fleets. "Counterattack! Stop them!" But it was too late. Every move had been predicted. Every attack blocked or redirected. Within hours, key Vorlex stations were neutralized. Fleets were scattered. Supply chains were destroyed. The message was clear. Humans were not weak, and they were not to be tested. Across neutral systems, alien observers watched in stunned silence. Humans had not destroyed planets. Humans had not caused chaos. Humans had struck with precision, control, and intelligence. The galaxy began to whisper fearfully. The young species from Earth was proving it could lead. Meanwhile, on a secret moon near Saturn, Captain Lily Carter coordinated a separate strike force. Her fleet moved to intercept another Vorlex group attempting to regroup near Jupiter. Using hidden jump points, the human ships appeared directly in the path of the Vorlex fleet. "Prepare for impact," Lily said calmly. "Remember, precision is key." Vorlex ships tried to flee, but the human fleet cut off every route. Weapon systems were disabled, engines destroyed, and command centers neutralized. Again, no civilians were harmed. Again, every strike sent a clear message. Humanity was organized, controlled, and deadly when prepared. Back on Earth, Admiral Bennett watched the battle unfold on holographic displays. "They still do not understand us," he said quietly. "They think this is war. It is not war. It is proof that humanity will survive. Humanity will lead. And they will remember it." Intelligence Chief Noah Hayes moved among his officers, analyzing intercepted Vorlex messages. "Fear is spreading," he said. They are starting to understand that humans are not easy to predict. They thought one strike would end us. Now, they realize it has only begun. The galaxy was learning a dangerous lesson. Humans were patient. Humans were smart. Humans were organized, and humans would not be broken by fear or violence. Captain Ava Turner and Lieutenant Marcus Hill moved their fleets deeper into Vorlex territory. The human forces struck communication centers, supply hubs, and key military stations. Every move was calculated, every attack precise. The galaxy watched, unsure if humans would stop or continue. Meanwhile, on Earth, the memorial for President Daniel Brooks stood tall. Citizens came to pay their respects, unaware of the battles being fought in secret above their heads. But hidden below the surface, humans were acting exactly as Daniel had planned. His vision of a strong, prepared humanity was unfolding. Back on Mars, Captain Lily Carter's strike force had achieved another victory. Vorlex ships had tried to escape to outer colonies, but human forces intercepted them at every jump point. The alien leaders were beginning to panic. Every system that had once felt secure was now vulnerable. Humans had not attacked out of anger. They had attacked to demonstrate that any test of humanity would fail. Lieutenant Marcus Hill smiled as he watched the Vorlex fleet scatter. They still think killing one man would stop us. They have no idea what humanity is capable of. Ava Turner nodded. Soon every corner of the galaxy will know. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is not to be underestimated. In the Vorlex Council chambers, fear and anger clashed. The leaders shouted, blaming one another for failure. Every attempt to communicate with Earth was blocked or ignored. Their military might, once unmatched, was scattered and broken. For the first time, they felt the full power of the species they had tried to destroy. Back on Earth, Admiral Bennett, Grace Miller, and Noah Hayes observed the results of the strike. They will regroup, Grace said. They always do. No, Noah replied. They will not. Not the way we have prepared. Every fleet, every base, every key system we have struck has been chosen carefully. Humanity has shown them strength without chaos.
They will not dare attack us again without knowing the cost. Across the galaxy, news spread.
Other alien species began to reconsider their views of humanity. What they had thought weak, reckless, and young was now strong, precise, and intelligent. Humans had acted with control, showing they could fight when necessary but also know when to hold back. Captain Ava Turner and her crew moved through the remnants of the Vorlex forces. They still do not understand, she said. They think one strike can break us. They think fear can control us. They are wrong. Lieutenant Marcus Hill looked at the star systems ahead. They are learning too late. Humanity is ready for anything. We plan. We wait. And when the time comes, we strike with precision. They will never forget this day. Back on Earth, citizens continued their lives, unaware of the full extent of the human operations in space. Schools, offices, and homes carried on as normal. But beneath the surface, humanity had proven it could act with strength and strategy. President Daniel Brooks's vision had been clear. Humans could rise among the stars, not with blind aggression, but with wisdom, preparation, and courage. The strikes against the Vorlex had demonstrated that humanity was more than a species. Humanity was a force the galaxy could not ignore. In the command centers on Mars and Earth, Admiral Bennett, Grace Miller, Noah Hayes, Captain Ava Turner, and Lieutenant Marcus Hill prepared for the next phase. They had struck key Vorlex systems, but the galaxy was large. Other alien powers watched carefully, learning from the events but also fearful. Humanity had made a statement. Killing one man would not destroy them. Testing them would fail. The galaxy had learned that humans were patient, intelligent, and dangerous when necessary. Captain Ava Turner looked at the stars beyond the observation window. "This is only the beginning," she said. "They think they know us. They do not. Humanity is more than one leader, one fleet, or one planet. Humanity is a storm, and the galaxy has yet to see its full power." Lieutenant Marcus Hill nodded. "They will remember this day. Not for fear of revenge, but for understanding what it means to challenge humans. We act with control. We act with precision. And we do not stop." The stars shone silently as the human fleets moved through the galaxy. Their strikes were precise, controlled, and effective. They were teaching the galaxy a lesson that would last for generations. Humanity could not be broken. Humanity would not be ignored. Humanity was ready to lead.
Back on Earth, the memorial of Daniel Brooks stood tall against the skyline.
Citizens came to honor the man who had dreamed of a prepared and strong humanity. They did not know that his dream had already become reality. The galaxy had tested humanity. Humanity had answered. And the storm was only growing. Every fleet hidden in the asteroid belt, every station beneath Earth, every weapon in orbit was now ready. Humanity had shown its strength, but this was not the final message. The galaxy would continue to watch, but it had already learned that testing humans was a dangerous mistake. Captain Ava Turner and her officers prepared for the next moves. "We will continue," she said. "We strike where needed, we protect where needed, and we remind the galaxy that humanity cannot be broken." Lieutenant Marcus Hill checked the communications. "They are listening. Every system is aware now. They understand our power, but they do not know the limits yet. We will show them carefully. Every step measured, every action controlled."
Humanity is ready for anything. The galaxy had underestimated a single species.
It had underestimated humans, and that mistake would echo across the stars for a long time. The storm of humanity had begun. The galaxy had learned a harsh truth. Humanity was no longer a planet to be ignored. The Vorlex dominion had been shattered, their fleets scattered, their key systems disabled. Other alien powers watched carefully, unsure whether to challenge humans or avoid them entirely. On Earth, life continued in its usual rhythm. Children played in parks, workers moved through offices, and people went about their daily lives. But below the surface, in hidden command centers and space stations, humans prepared for the next step. They were not driven by revenge. They were driven by the knowledge that they had survived, and that survival came with responsibility. Admiral Kyle Bennett stood in the Nevada Command Center, looking at a massive holographic map of the galaxy. Red dots marked Vorlex stations that had been destroyed. Blue dots marked human fleets hidden across the solar system. Green dots marked other alien territories, now being watched carefully. "We have proven our strength," Kyle said to Grace Miller and Noah Hayes. "The galaxy has seen what happens when humans are tested, but we cannot stop here. Strength must be maintained, and alliances must be built carefully. The Vorlex are finished as a threat, but other systems will be cautious. They will test us indirectly. We need to show them that humanity is not aggressive, but that we cannot be ignored." Noah tapped a console, displaying intercepted communications from alien worlds. "They are talking about us quietly. Some are afraid. Some are curious. They know now that humans are patient, smart, and dangerous when necessary. Our next step must reinforce that message without unnecessary bloodshed.
In orbit above Saturn, Captain Ava Turner studied a holographic map showing multiple star systems.
Her fleet had completed its strike against the Vorlex, but other systems remained distant and wary. "We have done enough to show our power," she said to Lieutenant Marcus Hill. "Now, we must act wisely. We cannot become the enemy we fought against." Marcus nodded. "Every move is calculated. Every fleet, every station, every action shows that we can protect, not just destroy. The galaxy must understand our strength is paired with reason. The first step in humanity's new strategy was diplomacy backed by strength. Human diplomats, led by Grace Miller and Ethan Clark, traveled to neutral systems to open channels of communication. They brought knowledge, trade agreements, and technology offers. At the same time, human fleets remained hidden but ready, a reminder of the consequences if peace was ignored. In the systems they visited, alien leaders were cautious but intrigued. They had watched humans destroy a powerful fleet with surgical precision, yet spare civilians and infrastructure. They had seen humans act with control, not blind rage. It was unlike anything the galaxy had ever encountered. On one distant world, a council of elder aliens debated what to do. "They are not like us," one said. "They do not fight for pride or territory or anger. They fight with planning, patience, and strategy. If we cross them, the cost is unimaginable." Another elder nodded. "And yet they do not strike unnecessarily. They are not cruel. We can work with them if we respect their strength." Back on Earth, Admiral Bennett oversaw fleet movements, ensuring that human ships remained ready to defend or assist wherever needed. Captain Lily Carter checked her crews, keeping them alert but calm. "We have proven ourselves," she told her officers. "Now we must continue to prove that humans are worthy of trust, as well as fear. Every action must be measured." Meanwhile, the galaxy began to adapt to the presence of a strong and prepared humanity. Trade routes were reconsidered, alliances were carefully negotiated, and even former enemies began to communicate with Earth. Humans had not conquered anyone. They had not taken worlds. But they had earned respect, and in the galaxy, respect could be more powerful than fear. Despite the calm, humans remained vigilant. Captain Ava Turner and Lieutenant Marcus Hill patrolled the outer colonies, testing hyperdrive engines and communication networks. Hidden fleets remain in the asteroid belt and near Jupiter, ready to respond instantly. Humanity's strength was quiet but undeniable. On Earth, Grace Miller and Ethan Clark briefed world leaders and diplomats. "We must be ready for anything," Grace said. "Other systems may test us indirectly. We must show patience, intelligence, and control. That is how humanity survives among the stars." Ethan added, "We must also remember the lesson from Vorlex. They believed killing one man would stop us. They were wrong. We will never underestimate the value of preparation, strategy, and unity." In the Vorlex Dominion, survivors began to rebuild. They sent secret messages to allies, warning them of humanity's power. They described the surgical precision of the human strikes, the patience, the coordination. Other alien powers listened closely, fear growing quietly but steadily. Captain Lily Carter received reports from her fleets. "They are hiding, regrouping," she said. They should be. Humanity has shown that we will not be broken, and we will respond with control. We are not reckless. "We are prepared?" Marcus Hill looked at the stars. "They will test us again, but every test will fail. Every move will be anticipated, Humanity is not just a planet. We are a species united, and that is what makes us strong. Back on Earth, citizens continued their lives unaware of the full scale of human operations in space. Schools, workplaces, and homes carried on, normal and peaceful. But hidden beneath mountains, in deserts, and in orbiting stations, humans had created a web of strength, preparation, and strategy that no alien force could ignore. The memorial for President Daniel Brooks became a symbol not only of loss, but also of vision. His belief that humanity could rise among the stars, survive threats, and act with intelligence was now reality. Children who visited the memorial learned about courage, preparation, and strategy. They learned that one leader's vision could inspire an entire species to greatness. Meanwhile, Admiral Bennett, Grace Miller, and Noah Hayes planned the next phase. Humanity had proven strength, but it also had to maintain trust and diplomacy. They would continue to protect their colonies, prepare fleets, and open channels with other systems. The galaxy needed to see that humans were a force of control, reason, and intelligence. Captain Ava Turner led her fleet near the edge of the Vorlex Dominion, watching for signs of regrouping forces. "We are not here to destroy," she said. "We are here to show that humanity is capable of strategy, protection, and strength. They will understand that testing us comes at a cost." Lieutenant Marcus Hill nodded. "We act with precision, patience, and courage. That is what separates humans from other species. That is what makes us remembered." Back on Earth, Admiral Bennett looked at reports from every fleet and station. "They thought they could control us," he said quietly. "They thought fear could bend us. But humans are patient."
Humans are prepared. Humans act with reason.
And now, the galaxy remembers that. In the Vorlex Dominion, alien leaders quietly reassessed their position. Fear and respect had replaced arrogance. They had underestimated humans once. They would not make that mistake again. Meanwhile, hidden human fleets continued exercises, patrols, and defensive drills. Technology advanced rapidly. New weapons tested quietly, and every officer and crew member remained alert but calm. Humanity was not acting aggressively. Humanity was maintaining readiness, ensuring the galaxy understood the cost of underestimating them. In the outer colonies, civilians continued life normally, unaware of the fleets hidden in nearby space. Scientists continued research, engineers worked on new systems, and pilots trained for years in simulations. Humanity's strength was a combination of intelligence, patience, and preparation. At the same time, diplomacy began to flourish. Alien systems that had once been hostile now opened channels of communication. Trade routes were negotiated carefully. Technology was shared selectively. Humanity had shown it could strike if necessary, but it had also shown restraint. That combination won respect. Captain Lily Carter watched the stars from her command deck. "We have proven that killing one man does not destroy humanity," she said. "Now, we must continue to prove that humans are capable of control, strategy, and leadership. That is how we will survive and thrive among the stars. Every system knows what we are capable of. Every fleet is aware. Every civilization will think carefully before testing humanity again. That is the lesson we leave behind." On Earth, Admiral Bennett, Grace Miller, and Noah Hayes watched reports of alien systems adjusting to the new balance of power. Humanity had not conquered. Humanity had not destroyed. Humanity had only shown what it could do when tested. President Daniel Brooks' vision had been realized. Humanity was strong, intelligent, and ready. The galaxy had learned that one man's death could not destroy a species that had prepared, trained, and acted as one. In the final moments of preparation, Captain Ava Turner looked at her crew. "Remember," she said, "we are humans. We are patient.
We are strong, and we are ready for anything."
The galaxy must remember that. Always." Marcus Hill added, "This is the beginning of a new era. Humanity will continue to grow, protect, and lead. We do not act in anger, but in control. We do not strike recklessly, but with precision. And the stars will remember the day they thought they could test us. Back on Earth, children played in parks, families shared meals, and life continued as usual. But hidden in space, in deserts, and beneath mountains, humanity had built a web of preparation that no alien power could ignore. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans were not weak. Humans were not reckless. Humans were a storm, controlled but unstoppable, and the stars would never forget it. The storm had passed through the Vorlex dominion, but it had not ended. Humanity had shown its strength. Humanity had shown its control. Humanity had shown its vision. And now the galaxy remembered the day they killed Earth's leader, and the day humanity unleashed a storm the stars would never forget. The stars shone quietly, but the memory of the storm lingered. Humanity had proven that one species, united, patient, and prepared, could rise among the stars and command respect. The galaxy would never underestimate them again. And humanity waited, calm but ready, for whatever the future might bring.